Hey everyone, my name is Gabrielle Headley. I'm a recent graduate of Howard University, class of 2019. I have a Bachelor's of Arts in Television and Film Communications, a minor degree in Japanese, and while I was at Howard, I was involved in the Lunch Brigade. You guys know about it. You're there because of it. Shout out to the Bunch Center and all the great work that they do. I was involved with HUSA, Howard University Student Association, specifically the Health and Wellness Department. I was a campus pal, and I was a part of the Freshman Leadership Academy. So I'm employed by the JET program, that stands for Japan Exchange Teaching Program. It's one of the more established teaching programs that you could do abroad, has a very large alumni network, places you all throughout Japan. You don't need to know Japanese to do it, but it's highly encouraged. I'm located in Hita City, Oita Prefecture, in the southernmost island of Japan called Kyushu. So, as you know, Japan is an archipelago. There are about 4 main islands, and I'm on the most southern island, which is Kyushu. The largest city closest to me is about an hour away. That's Fukuoka. It's one of Japan's major cities. It has about like the 6th highest population. But yeah, so about Hita, 2 fun facts that I always like to tell people is that the creator of the popular anime and manga Attack on Titan, and known in Japanese as Shingeki no Kyojin, is from my town city. Yeah, he actually went to the same high school that I teach at, so a lot of people know of him. He's really like famous. Sometimes he comes around and like just draws on things. I haven't met him yet, but I hope to. So I live in this city right in the middle of the mountains. Without a doubt, it's like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. Coming into town, you really like cut through clouds while you're like traveling through the mountains, and it's really beautiful. I live somewhere known as the Inaka, which is like the country. A lot of people stray away from that type of lifestyle because, you know, they want to live like the fast Tokyo life or whatever, but I found that living in the country has given me a very authentic experience, and I'm able to really integrate into my community in a way that I don't think I'd be able to if I lived in a larger city. So it's a very intimate experience. It's one that I'm really grateful for. I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and my bedrooms are traditional Japanese tatami style. My housing is subsidized by the government, so rent and utilities included, I pay about 400 USD a month. That's very cheap. In the countryside, you'd probably find rent from about $500, $600 a month range. But if you're in a more urban city, you're gonna find rents that are comparable to that of Washington, D.C. My neighborhood is very wholesome. I live right next to the older district of town. Where I live is like, some people call it Little Kyoto because it's just very traditional Japanese. You know, they have like the wooden sandal shops. There's like a sake brewery. We had a lantern festival a couple weekends ago, and everyone dressed up in traditional wear. It was called the 1,000-Year Festival, and they were doing like plays in the middle of the street, live concerts, all sorts of things. And like, that's what you can really expect from life in Japan, a plethora of festivals, really being immersed in the culture and really seeing that just everything that the country has to offer. The people here are very warm and embracing. They really want to know about you. They want to learn from you. They want to really engage in that cultural exchange. You might be faced with a lot of stares, and you may take that the wrong way. I definitely did. I felt scrutinized. Everywhere I go, people would stare at me. I felt like I couldn't do anything without people watching me, and when I would make, you know, just mistakes that you would typically make from being in someplace for the first time, I just felt like I had 1,000 spectators on me at once. But it's not coming from a place of malice or an odd fetishization that has to do with fascination. It's more so like they just want to know about you. You know, you're this new person coming into their community, and community is a very big thing here, and they want to know about you. They want to know how you're going to integrate. They want to know how you're going to become a member. They want to know how you're going to merge into this thing that's very important to them. And as you like, just like converse with Japanese people and engage with them at festivals or during other like community building events, you'll see that they're happy to have you here, that they want you to feel like you belong, and that you have a space in this community that they've created. So I'm very grateful to be here. I work at 2 lower level high schools. Throughout the week I teach 2 to 4 classes per day. I have 25 students per class. My students all vary in personality. They're nuts. Like, I teach at a boys' school and at a girls' school. Not like the genders are separate, but that's just how the demographics are, like in majority. At my boys' school, they're just like maniacs, like super hyper. And at my girls' school, they're super kind. They're a little shy. And you have to realize that if you do teach abroad, the methods and what you've been socialized to believe about how like a school should work or how students should interact isn't necessarily true in every other setting. So you really have to adapt and adjust to where you are and to the culture of where you're going. And you'll find that as a teacher, your number one ability and skill that you could have is flexibility and being able to adapt, Like, I can't even tell you the amount of times that I've had like a lesson prepared that I spent hours working on. And when I got to school, they told me, oh, you don't have any classes today, we changed the schedule. Just like little things that they won't update you on. And you just gotta roll with it, man. You just gotta roll with it. On the JET program specifically, wherever you go, there will probably be one other assistant language teacher there. In my town specifically, there's about 10 of us. So I have a good community of people that I can hang out with, rely on, that'll be there for me. We have kickbacks, we get dinner together. If you don't have a high language ability, there's somebody else that'll like go with you to the bank or like help you out at a doctor's appointment or something like that. Like, there's always going to be someone there for you. That overall, I would definitely suggest the experience of teaching abroad somewhere else. For me, the reason that I did it is because I wanted a break from the rat race of like being in college, being in school, being just everything that came with like living in America and like living in the West had chosen for me. And I just didn't want any of that. I didn't want to subscribe to it anymore. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to find my own self. And I wanted to just learn about the world.